Hello? Is this thing on? Testing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Alright. Morning. It's the 3rd of September. We're almost to autumn, which is the best season. And we're going to play some D&D. We are in session 63 of Odyssey, the Dragonlords. Amply titled, May the Fates Smile Upon You. Dun, dun, dun. We will do a recap because it's been about 2 weeks since we played, and try to see if Scott's around and wake his ass up. And without further ado, Arcadia.
Oh, good morning. This is a painful morning for me. I am streaming from Seattle, Washington, 6:34 in the morning. Ugh. We begin the session the morning of Wednesday, our 59th day together, with only 38 days remaining of the Oath of Peace. And we ended our last session with Estor Archelander the Forsaken appearing on the Ultros saying, "What in the fuck is this piece of shit doing on my ship?" And he's glaring right at Gravik, which causes Ametrius also to look over there. Esther starts out, sorry, God, not enough caffeine. Esther starts off by saying, Ametrius asks what business Estor has with Gravik, and Estor says he knows what he did. And Gravik says he doesn't know what he's talking about, and Estor says, "Don't try to give me that bullshit. You know what you want. You know why you're here." And Gravik says he doesn't. And Arcadia says, "You'd better start telling the truth if you want to be with this party." And he says, "I've not lied to you once since I've gotten here." But we find out that Estor says he knows Thorn's ancestor, and he says they were less than nothing. And Gravik asks Estor how he knows about his ancestors, saying that Gravik himself is not even from these lands. And Estor laughs and says, "You can lie all you want, boy. I know what you are." And Arcadia asks Estor, "What is he?" And Estor says, "Anyone bloodless lately?" And Arcadia says to Gravik, "Is this why you know so much about vampires? Because you are one?" And Gravik says, "Oh, obviously not. I'm out in the sun, aren't I? And garlic doesn't affect me so." And he looks at Corbin and says, "Right?" And Corbin insight checks him because he knows that garlic didn't work on Lord Lutehaven either. And he knows that Gravik is hiding something. Gravik is getting very uncomfortable with us. We start to accuse him. But Ametrius seems to drop the idea of Gravik being a vampire, but he is upset that he is keeping secrets. And then Estor says he will not tell him where the treasure of the Dragonlords, and the Oracle had told Gravik that one of his prophecies is to find the treasure of the Dragonlords, and the only person who knows where it is Estor. And Estor says, I will tell you where it is, but you have to swear an oath, excuse me, that when he finds it, Estor gets the first pick. And Corbin remembers that there was a tale of the Dragonlord's treasure, but he has no idea where it is, but probably that there's something of his in it. And Gravik does, he finally swears an oath. He just says, I swear an oath to let you have first pick of the treasure.
Oh.
And that was it. We find that it is buried at the prison meant to contain a creature used by the quote-unquote gods as a weapon at the dawn of time in the Nether Sea. And Estor will reappear when we get closer to it. We are now headed to the Island of the Fates, which is under the constellation of the Bard. We rest. The rest of the day passes uneventfully, and we overnight. And the first thing in the morning, the party, except for Gravik, who's not used to this anyway, has always seen Arcadia up early doing her military exercises, but this morning she is nowhere to be seen. And she usually sleeps on deck, but she is below deck instead. Demetrius goes to find her, and he hears very lovely harp music, and then she finds Arcadia playing the harp. The only other time you'd ever seen her play the harp really is when she was comforting Kyra. But Demetrius just thinks she's practicing. He says a little bit of small talk, saying that he plays some drum and Corbin plays the bagpipes, and maybe they could play a song together sometime. But he does bring up that he thinks it's odd that the Oracle, when he used his divine sense on her, just seems to be a regular human. He goes to find Kyra. He finds that she is passed out, drunk in her bank quarters, and leaves her alone. But back up on deck, Gravik notices there are two tieflings on board, and the female, there's a male and a female, then the female flies up and starts to ask him questions. He tries to ignore her, but is unsuccessful, and she is obsessed with his coat. And she wants to teach him how to fly in exchange for the coat, but she eventually gives up because he refuses. He climbs up to the crow's nest so he can be undisturbed, and ends up hiding up there. And that evening, Kyra finally makes it on deck. Demetrius asks her how he can prevent Estor from reappearing on the ship, and she reminds him that he can only be killed with his own weapon. And Metreon, the ghost navigator of the Ultros, had told us that Lutheria has it. We keep on bothering Gravik about the rumor that he drank blood, that during our blackout, the bartender had told Metreus and Sylvan that he had seen Gravik order a pint of blood, and during the encounter with Estor, Arcadia brought it up, and we're trying to figure out why he did that. He says it must have been a misunderstanding. And then we hear somebody scream from the deck, and it is a crew member pointing up to the sky, and there is a bright ball. It's a meteorite that lands some distance into the ocean from the ship, and we decide to investigate. And that is in the evening, and again, Arcadia is not on deck. Demetrius goes to find her. She is sleeping. We come up. Nico casts water breathing on us. We go down into the water, and it turns out it's a giant piece of star metal. And Corbin the Great, strong man, actually picks it up, brings it up. We find that Gravik is a little useful. He can cast magic, and he uses control water basically to drive. We jump in the water. He drives us down 2,000 feet into the water and brings us back up. As we come back up, there are a school of fish following us, and Demetrius spears a couple of them. And he comes back up, cooks some delicious fish stew, which he feeds to half of the crew. Unfortunately, he doesn't feel so well afterwards and has to go to the restroom a lot, which I'm not sure how much of the crew fell victim to that. But Nico, with his dwarven resilience, gobbled that soup down. He loves fish, and ended up getting a little stronger with 20 temporary hit points. But Demetrius makes a deal with the female tiefling and asks her to investigate Gravik for him, and so she's going to seduce him. We overnight again, and the next morning, Corbin seeks out Arcadia, talks to her about some tactics with some of his newfound abilities, which, by the way, I'd love to talk about because that was kind of just said. And we find out that the tiefling has made breakfast for Gravik and starts asking him about himself as Demetrius asked her to try to find out more about Gravik. And she tells him her name is Iris. And he says that one of his favorite drinks is red wine, which he's sure that was the misunderstanding with the bartender, that he had just ordered red wine and the bartender thinks it's blood. We hear land ho, and it is a bright sunny morning, and before us is a bleak, rocky place. And we see large skeletal remains, and we go to a tower, and it looks like it is we explain that it is a ruin. Well, it's a ruin that was once a lighthouse, and the only thing that we see in there is a bronze chest that has a lock that has been broken open. And Corbin tells Demetrius to stab it in case it is a mimic. And Demetrius asks Gravik if he knows what a mimic is. Gravik nods his head. And he sees Demetrius has stabbed the chest with no response. And Corbin tells Demetrius to wait. He thinks the mimic would just sit there if you hit it, but Demetrius recalls the last time he did so, his weapon got stuck to it. But then they tell Arcadia to go check the chest. And they say, you have experience in this kind of situation. And Corbin and Demetrius just says, any kind of mimic that attacks always goes for Arcadia. And that was one of our very first encounters where we had not, at least Arcadia had never heard of a mimic before, and she was attacked by it as she went to investigate it. So she sighs and walks up to the chest, looks at it, takes her dagger and touches the tip to the lock to dislodge it, and it falls to the ground. And as she does this, Gravik bangs his quarterstaff on the ground hard and yells, "Ah!" And she glares at him and says, "Are you trying to make me jump?" And he says, "Just trusting your reflexes. You apparently are a lot calmer than I originally thought. Carry on." And she says, "You try that again and I'll jump down your throat." And he says, "Promise?" And she stands up and starts walking towards him, and Demetrius steps in the way. And we find out, and she tells Gravik, "Well, it's your turn. You find out you look at what's in the chest." She's opened it and she sees a number of scroll cases. And we find that it is the history of the war. There's 3 parts, and Gravik tells Corbin about the scrolls. He thinks he'd find that interesting. So now that we know we're dealing with Gigans, as Corbin looks at the skeletal remains, and he sees one with more than 2 arms, Demetrius swaps his halberd for the axe of Xander, and as he equips it, he feels sympathy rushing through him. We go to the center of the island, and we find there is a single large cave entrance flanked by 3 smaller tunnels. And Arcadia sends Nyx down each of the tunnels. 2 of them one goes up 200 feet, one goes down 200 feet. The third ends up after 40 feet into a solid wall. And the first one she checks is there's a creature sitting about 50 feet in. It is a woman with the body of a lion. Corbin and Gravik have both heard of a mythical creature called a Sphinx, and they like to play guessing games. Gravik asks who is good at guessing games, and we tell him it was Camos. So it's his job now. And we meet the creature. Her name is Lamia. And she just says a couple of questions. Everybody, makes Gravik take the lead on this one, since he is Camos' replacement in the party's eyes. But then Arcadia thinks that we'd have better chances if more than one person is allowed to answer. So she and Nico join in, and we end up missing the first 2 questions. And each time we miss. The first time our legs are turned to stone, and the second time now we are stone up to our chests. And Lamia says, "Are you sure none of you want to participate?" And Demetrius joins in. So now the only person left is our Corbin, and Arcadia looks at him and says, "Wow, now I know who my real friends are." And so now we are all involved in sharing the same fate. The third question, Demetrius answers correctly. And the fourth one, Corbin answers correctly. So it's a good thing they joined us. And then the last question, Demetrius and Arcadia answer correctly, and we revert back to our normal selves. Now, as we pass, Lamia gives us a warning that the path that leads before us, do not turn left. So we come across a room to the right of the main tunnel, and we end up going in. There is a robe, a pair of sunglasses that are completely opaque, and a pair of shears. We end up going further into the place. We run into a T in the road, and we turn right, of course. And we find a shambling mound in there, and it is highly overgrown. Demetrius gets the great idea to give it a trim with the shears. And he starts to trim it, gets bored, and starts to leave. But eventually, Corbin finishes the job. The next room we head into is one with a Medusa, and who looks just like Moxina, by the way, on the Ultros. And her head is down, and she just says, "It's so bright. I need some shade for my eyes." And we realize that the sunglasses that are opaque are what she needs. We give them to her. She lets us pass. And then we enter a cave. It smells strongly of rotten eggs, and this is where we begin our next this session. The cave we enter smells strongly of rotten eggs. A large pit in the center of the cave is filled with bubbling yellow ichor. Swimming around the ichor are dozens of worm-like larvae with mortal faces. Scattered around the cave are heaps of filthy linens. In the far corner of the room, 3 women stand around an imposing loom which seems to have been carved from the bones of a gigantic creature. And one of them, the oldest, is in the nude. Corbin looks over at Nico with a raised eyebrow at this, and Nico screams. And Demetrius recognizes the nude one as the one he saw in his vision when he was resurrected. So we end the session and begin ours the late morning of Friday, our 61st day together with only 36 days remaining of the Oath of Peace.
Yay. Good job. And this is what the lady looks like, just to give you guys a reminder.
And again, Nico screams, "Oh!"
And she looks up at Nico. Why are you screaming?
He just looks away, staring at the wall.
Flashbacks?
Nope.
Seeing into alternate reality.
Resemblance is uncanny. Ooh.
Demetrius, he will ask Arcadia to give him the dress.
And she looks at him and says, okay. Because she remembers, she says, "Is this the person you saw in your vision?"
He will say yes.
Okay, so she will take the robe and hand it to him.
He will take the robe and he will...
I want you to say, remember what we were told, what Versi said about being very careful with these people.
He will walk over and he will carefully avoid looking at Granny A's naked body. And he will wait before this little bridge and he's like, are you guys coming? And he will he'll approach Granny A and he will say, may I offer you this robe lest you get cold?
And she looks at you and looks down. She says, "It is colder than a witch's titty out here. Thank you."
You are welcome, O wise fate. No doubt you all know who we are and why we are here.
Of course. Ralph, no.
He will look over his shoulder and then at the fates, and like he was waiting for them to continue talking, but when they don't, he will say, "Well, we have a few questions for you."
And the Nona, the one in the very back, she'll say, questions, always questions, never answers. And she'll like pop out like kind of walk over to this pot and take out an eyeball and eat it.
Is she the youngest?
She is. Well, she looks the youngest.
I will look at her and I'll say, if there is anything you want answered, then I'll be glad to answer it for you.
What lies in the shadow of the statue? Oops.
Well, I have no idea, to be fair.
Arcadia would... She would say, are you talking about the Colossus of Pythor?
And she'd say, yes, of course. Good job.
Would that be the Lady of the Coins, Maxina?
Ah. Maxina.
And I will say, would you be willing to answer our questions? Oh, wise fates.
Answer... We could possibly. But what do we get in return?
Oh, what is it that you wish?
Well... No, you couldn't do that. Never mind.
Couldn't do what?
What we deeply desire.
What do you deeply desire?
We wish for a child.
Child?
Yes, we would prefer a female child.
Any female child?
Preferably human or lizard folk.
See, and would you harm this child?
No, of course not.
Right, that is, do you have any other requests?
Not yet. But we know that you have some for us.
I was just curious because I have seen your face in a vision and I was revived from death. And I was wondering if you revived me.
Did I revive you? No. But I know who did.
Who was it and why?
What do you have in offer?
I will point at Graphic. Are you interested at all in the head of this man?
No, his time is not yet to come.
Thanks,
What a knowledge
Demetrius.
reads my mind.
His time is not yet to come. He has to save you first.
Save me?
Yes.
This guy. Huh. Well, who am I to question the wisdom of the fates?
You are but a centaur.
Indeed. And I'll look at the rest of the party. Do they have anything to say to the fates? I know that some of you have your quests here. I will give a little bit of thought on what I might offer her.
Indigo steps up to Granny A. he's like, Granny Gay, I have just one question. It seems no one can remember my family except for me. What happened to them?
Ah. Well, there is a prophecy, and it was Mertros who erased your family from all memory.
Mitros? Like the dead goddess, or?
And she say, "Is she dead? I don't remember cutting her string."
Huh.
But fear not, there is a way to fix this.
What can break this spell?
Well, if you find Lutheria's crystal scythe and bring it to me, we can certainly restore their memories.
What does Lutheria have to do with this?
Ah, she's the one who wanted to kill the whole family. She tried to make a bargain with Nico here, and he turned her down, and she did not like it.
So, could it be that Mitros erased her family to protect them from Lutheria?
Yes, as Nico here was foretold to break the power of death. And when Lutheria learned it, she hunted them down, and before Lutheria could kill the strike the killing blow against everyone, Mitros intervened. And then she forgot her purpose and returned to her throne.
Then, if we were to restore their memories, then would she not kill his family again?
Ah. So you know what must be done then. And then you hear Decima, what must be done, what must be done.
See, yes.
Corbin would say, that's been tried before. Why would this time be different?
What has been tried before, young one?
What must be done?
You bring me her scythe, and, if you kill her in the process.
Kill a titan.
that is no small feat, O great fate.
But with the power of friendship, everything is possible.
Mayhaps you can offer Nico some wisdom as to how he may achieve such a feat.
You can make a bargain if you want.
I hope this doesn't lead where I think it's leading. But I think we could make some sort of arrangement.
Cool. So, what do you exactly wish from me?
To give Nico a way to kill Lutheria. Be a weapon or a spell.
A weapon like this, and which she'll pull out her hand and like a golden dagger will appear. Something like this.
Take a careful step back, and I will say with some respect, yes, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Careful with that.
That can certainly be arranged for a task. We have a. If you fulfill a task, we will give you this. And it's your choice. One of
Okay.
3. One of 3.
I'll perform your task.
Ah, but don't make a promise before you hear what tasks they are. Because some of you might not agree with it.
Please offer your task and allow us to determine if we are able to complete them.
Ah, and Decima will step forward. We wish for you to bring a baby girl here within 1 week, or bring a living nymph to us within 1 week, or you can kill the oracle within 2 weeks.
Corbin growls at them.
Don't feel good taking someone's little daughter.
Kidnapping and murder does not exactly sound like a fair trade for us.
Of course, a nymph. You know, they're just nymphs.
Well, they said that they would not harm the child, so maybe we can, I don't know, bring them an orphan or something, if they're like decent for them.
What exactly do you have in mind for the child or nymph?
A nymph will be a delectable snack.
Noted. In the child?
Oh, we have plans. You see, my youngest needs a mate.
A playmate. You mean?
Sure.
You're very naive, Ametris.
And she'll say, it's because he's not the best looking fellow in the world. And he's still a child.
Who's speaking? Is this Decima?
That was Granny.
Oh, Granny. And Arcadia kneels and puts one fist upon her chest and says, Granny A, who is your youngest?
His name. Would you like to meet him?
Why not?
Okay. Young one. And she'll like, and pss, pss, pss. And then hearing and seeing nothing, she'll give a sigh and we'll pull out a piece of raw meat. And coming from one of these back rooms over here is a youngish, looks like a hybrid of a lizard and a human.
What the fuck? Oh no. I know whose kid that is.
And so
she'll say, "Little Burzup, come here."
And so Arcadia would say, and you need either a human female or a dragon folk female to be his betrothed.
Betrothed, yes.
instead of kidnapping a little girl, we could just wait a few years and we could just, take him out on the town. I'm sure we could find someone drunk enough to appreciate his beauty.
Oof.
Are you saying he's ugly?
Yeah,
Didn't you
Arcadia
just say
would
he was ugly?
would glare at Gravik when he said that. Which she wouldn't know.
A handsome boy he is.
And she'll say, well, so if you want this dagger, you know what you need to do. And she'll wave her hand and the dagger disappears.
Nico goes to Demetrius and I cannot bring a girl to lizard folk or human, even nymph. I cannot do it.
Well, the fate has been generous in revealing much information to you. We may not have a way to defeat Lutheria at the moment, but at least now you know what you must do. Because she has already agreed that if you bring her the silver scythe or the crystal scythe of Lutheria, that she can restore everyone's memory.
But it will put them in harm's way.
Yes, but well, I'm not saying that it's going to be anytime soon, but if we manage to defeat Lutheria, then we can return her to the Fates with her scythe and restore your family.
Correct.
Arcadia would say, you say that Mitros forgot her purpose and returned to her throne. What is her purpose?
I said Lutheria forgot her purpose.
Her purpose was to kill Nico's family.
And when
Forgot because of Mitros.
and Mirtros intervened, and she forgot what Lutheria forgot what she was doing there and returned.
I misunderstood.
Out of character, that does explain why she might have their family in a cell and not killing them.
Yeah, except we don't know that. That was just a...
Yeah,
unless...
that's why I said out of character.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right, thanks.
All right. And if we complete this task, you will also tell me who revived me.
Ah, that is a separate task.
And what are one of the three things you want in return for that task?
Same, but a different one.
The child is going to be far too busy if he has two girls to play with.
Oh no. If we have one of the girls, then you need to bring me a nymph or kill an oracle.
And why do you want the oracle to die?
And Nona, who hasn't really been conversing much, because she's a filthy traitor bastard who needs to die.
Who has she betrayed? Except, she has betrayed Sidon, you mean?
Yes.
Are you on Sidon's side?
We are on no one's side.
Then why do you care about her betrayal of her father?
We care not for traitors.
Any traitors?
Especially one who says she can see things.
I see. But can you not also see things?
We see all.
But she can't.
She likes to think she can.
Well, so far, everything she says has come true.
Has it?
As far as I know. I will look at my party members and has anyone of you ever caught Verzi being wrong?
shakes his head. I can't remember anything she said that was untrue, that didn't come true.
Parlor tricks, parlor tricks.
Could it be that you are upset that she is capable of these things that you should only be capable of?
And then kind of like a blink of an eye, Granny here is right in front of you. Does it look like we are upset about a little human?
No, Granny, I must have been mistaken.
That's what I thought. And she'll hold up some shears and like kind of stiff them in front of your face and walks away.
Well, we have received your tasks, and we will see what opportunities come our way, and whether or not we are able to complete them, we must discuss it.
Discuss it. Would you not like to know where your family is, though, dear Nicodemus?
Look at Nico.
I suppose, yes. Of course.
Ah, Hypnos. That is where Lutheria's throne is. She has the family nice and safe. Nice and safe.
Arcadia would say, is that also where we might find her crystal scythe and Estor Arcalander's weapon?
Of course. But in order to obtain those, you must kill the Titan.
To do that, we need a dagger.
No, I never said this is the only way to kill her. But this is the easiest way.
What is the hard way?
Well, you guys like to do everything the hard way, so just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, so far we have been traveling under the guidance of the Oracle, and I have surmised that you believe he is capable of only parlor tricks, so perhaps you would like to offer us some guidance as to where we may go or what we may do, so that, you know, we aren't just listening to the Oracle.
We certainly could. What would you like to know?
What is a good next destination for us?
Ah, we have 3. But we wish for something in return.
Let me get another nymph.
Oh, something a lot easier than that.
What is it?
We want some of her blood. And all 3 point at Arcadia.
I will also look at Arcadia and I'll say, seems fair to me. Arcadia, what do you think?
She says, will having my blood I'm trying to think of the word. Give you control of? What would having my blood do for you?
Oh, that is for us to know and you not to know. But to fear not, we cannot control you with it.
She laughs and looks at the loom and says, "It seems that's something you already do."
And Nona will say, "Ah, smart one, smart one." She is.
Arcadia swallows hard and says, "Can you tell me what the state of Themis is now?"
Themis is in an uproar. Ever since you killed one of their leaders.
Do they know it was us?
That of whom you love has betrayed you. And she is spreading it to all the tribes. But maybe this is enough to make all the tribes work together and have a common enemy.
Arcadia says, "Ileana betrayed me?"
Yes.
Just as Lutheria wanted it. She controlled our mind to make us slay that Amazon. And now she has all of the Amazons united against us so that we can't wrest them away from her grip. Lutheria has played us all.
And Arcadia says, "Ileana is the mole?"
Yes. If you want, and she'll say, as she's saying, if you want, she walks over to the loom and pulls out a thread and holds up some shears and says, "If you want, we can end it right now."
Is that
And
Ileana thread?
Arcadia says, "No."
Are you sure?
Come on, Arcadia, if she has betrayed us.
She says that is Ileana's thread.
Yes.
What
No.
has she been telling?
No, it's a trick. No.
What has she been telling the tribes?
That you and Amazon has come over to the free land over here and colluded with the gods to try and snuff out the rest of the Amazons.
That I want to kill the Amazons?
Yes.
Wise Fates, what is the wrong the Amazons committed long ago?
And they all look at each other. Why are you asking this?
She says, "It is. We were told we need to right that wrong."
The Amazons, they colluded with the enemy.
What enemy?
The arrivers, the how's this say? The arriver, I can't think of the damn word. The people who came to the land.
The Dragonlords?
Yes, thank you.
The settlers?
Yeah, the settlers. There we go. They secretly colluded with them.
In what way? I was told they didn't take sides.
And that is where the wrong has happened. Because if it was not for them, then the Titans might not have lost.
So the Amazons' intervention caused the Titans to lose the war?
That's kind of what they're saying.
But how is that wrong? Isn't it good that the Titans were stopped?
But they're supposed to be basically like Switzerland. Like, don't pick sides. And
How is that something we can possibly write?
I don't know.
I'll look at Arcadia completely confused.
Then she'll say, How can I unite the Amazons and convince them to help us?
You have you could kill the queen, or you could kill your love.
Why would killing Ileana unite the Amazons?
We don't know.
Then, well,
Is she under the mind control of Lutheria?
Well, that vision she's seen of you slaughtering everyone, it would probably be one of the reasons.
oh,
She had a vision of me killing everyone?
Well, that one in the games. Like, like when you guys were under that, with
Right.
yeah, that's what you're talking about.
She told me before that happened, before that game happened, that Themis might not be a home for me. What was she referring to then, if this was before that happened?
Because her and her lover were going to be together. And she just did not want you to have
okay,
hope,
yeah.
if you will.
She did not want me to what?
Have hope.
Like, if they were getting married, it would be a problem for Arcadia to be around because, you know, Ileana might become unfaithful, so there's no way that they would want you to be there.
So I'm out of character and going to for a second. So Ileana just started this after the Great Games of spreading this. She's not actually the mole that I referred to in my RP that I sent you in the DM.
No.
Okay. But since this happened, she is turning since the Battle of 100 Hands, she is telling the tribes that's what she's telling them.
Correct.
Okay. That's a big difference.
Well, Arcadia, you want to give her some blood? Then she will tell us what are some good islands to sail to.
Do you not want us to cut this right here? We can do it. And stop a whole lot of heartbreaking other people
I
dying.
will shake my head at Arcadia. It's too much power. It's not the right way to do things.
No, Arcadia says no.
How about, and she'll start counting. How about this one? This
Which
is
one is
of,
that?
This is of Hatria.
Didn't you already cut her thread? Or has it been restored?
Hatria is not, or not Hatria. Oh god, what the hell is her name?
The queen?
No, the crap. The oh, shit. Green dragon.
Oh, Hexia.
Hexia.
Hexia, yeah. That's Hexia, Hatria. All these H names. We have Hexia here.
I'm wondering something, oh great fates. You toy with your spool as if any thread is yours to cut. May you pick out the oracle's thread? How about you cut that one?
Ah, we could.
And why don't you?
But having someone else do it is that much sweeter.
Speaking of the Oracle, how can she be removed from your disfavor?
She knows what she must do.
And then you will stop asking people to kill her?
Possibly.
It is not possible to kill the oracle. She will see it coming.
Is there nothing I can do to help remove her from your favor, from your disfavor?
Unfortunately for you, there is not.
I'm interested in the mission to kill the oracle. How would I go about that without her knowing about it?
Like we said, she can't see everything.
So if I walk up to her right now and I stab her in the chest, she would not have seen that coming.
Most people cannot see their own deaths coming.
Can you show me the thread of the oracle?
Of course. And she'll flip. Right here.
And she's like holding up a thread.
Yes.
I will narrow my eyes and I will lean over and look at the thread, trying to see if I can see anything that would make it magical, just like an odd curiosity. Like I'm trying to see what they are seeing.
Are you using any...
Oh.
Nothing?
Oh yeah, I'll use divine sense actually, yeah. That's something.
Yeah, these all come up. Let me double check. Double check. Oh shit. Yeah. So all the fates, they all come up as fiends, and the loom comes up as celestial.
May I touch this thread? Oh, great fate.
Yes.
I will gently run my finger over the oracle's thread.
And you get a flash of her life for, let's say, 30 years.
Does he see Corbin naked?
Yes.
I'll stagger away from the thread in shock.
What you
You can
see?
see that Amishis's mind is blown. It's like I will say, by the Great Stallion, it's real. This is actually the loom with the oracle's life in it.
Yes. Would you like to end it? And she will like kind of hold the shears towards you.
Corbin will growl at them again.
I will glance at the loom and then I will glance at the fates as if I'm seeing something amiss, something that is out of place. And I will ask them, would you have really cut any thread that we asked you to? Like, would you have really cut Hexia's thread?
We would have offered you the chance.
But you would not.
Of course we would. For something in return. How about this one? And she holds up another. This is of your old master.
and you can see Amitrius. He will gently reach out for the thread, trying to go like up a little, try to get like the last portions of his life, to try and sneakily determine where he might be. Can I do a deception check or something like that?
Sure. DC of 18. And roll no, that's fine. No. So when you try to do that, you can see that she's kind of like holding the last like 3 centimeters of it.
Ah.
Corbin would ask, do you have Gaius's thread in there?
We do.
May I see it?
And right here.
I will try to touch Gaius. I'll ask to touch that Gaius's thread similar to what Amitrius did.
Alright, do another deception, DC of 18.
In the tower?
Oh, it's fine.
Can I use a bonus point on that?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Bonus point. I was thinking
No, never mind.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I know.
What does that mean?
Shadow Heart.
Yeah, inspiration.
Shadow Heart. Cast guidance.
Yeah.
Does
Alright,
anyone
I
else
guess I
see
don't.
this is potentially them trying to tempt us? They haven't told us what we have to offer in return to cut any of these threads.
No, they just want us to cut them so that they die. Because they're
No,
fiends.
but they also said we had to give them
You guys
something.
don't know they're fiends yet.
Corbin thinks they are anyways. Because they don't like the Oracle.
Interesting.
This
You
is
have
interesting,
great
though.
and,
This means Gaius is not dead because his thread is still there. Does the thread look burned?
Yes, it looks singed.
It's singed. That's good.
I'm wondering about something. Would you not already know if I'm going to kill the Oracle or not based on this thread?
We do.
Could you not simply go and feel to the end of the thread and know when and how the Oracle is going to die?
We could.
Then what is the point of asking me?
Because we want to see if you're going to do it or not.
Obviously, I'm not. You already knew that I wouldn't. It's in there. It's in the thread.
We have given you the choice, but we might know this. But you don't know until it's presented in front of you.
But I already knew I was never going to kill the Oracle.
Are you sure?
Not unless she has done some great evil. Would it be possible for you to pull the thread of a nearby nymph?
I mean, nymphs aren't on my well, those nasty things are not on our loom.
Oh, so this is only about the lives of, well, mortals?
No, we just don't like those nasty. They're what would you say, like an ant? You know, that's what those are to us. They're like ants. We don't care about ants.
Then why do you want one?
Because they're so tasty.
And
Boil
did you
them,
make this loom?
boil them, throw in some cabbage.
Katie would say, so when you offer to cut Hexia's thread, you would just do that? Or you would have me do that? Or what?
You could do it if you would like.
In exchange for?
A life for a life.
Whose life? In exchange for Hexia's?
And the three all look and cackle. Ileana.
I think we've gotten what we need from these.
No, she says, what is the connection between, or is there a connection between Otrera and the Stallion God?
There is a connection.
Who is the stallion god? Where can I find him?
Ah, you have met his siblings already, have you not?
Have I?
Yes, yes.
Who?
The very twins that you now oppose.
The stallion god is a titan? No, it's not possible. My god
You're the
is...
sibling of Sidon and Etheria?
Yes.
Is... Huh, okay.
What is his connection with Otrera? What is the nature of it?
Ah, they had a forbidden love.
And what was the result of that forbidden love?
Hmm. Hmm. They don't answer.
Do the gods know about this?
Possibly.
Are the gods on your loom?
Yes.
How does this thing not drive you insane? Do you not want to know what is going to happen all the time?
So what is the fun in that? We're very old. And
But yeah.
where's the fun in knowing everything all the time?
with this machine, you can control the world.
Yes.
Anyone that opposes you, you can snip away, and you can look into the future of those you like and maybe steer it in whatever way you want.
Yes.
But you sit here in this cave, doing what exactly?
Waiting for you. We knew you were coming.
You're just here waiting for us. Why?
To answer your questions and to possibly help.
Why do you care?
It was foretold.
Can you not simply look into your loom and, I don't know, snip anyone away that gets in the way of whatever you want?
We could. But we don't want much.
Could you not simply tell someone to get you 100 nymphs, or you're going to snip away his entire family?
We could. But where would the fun be in that?
Having 100 nymphs to eat.
Yes, but we're not that evil.
Something doesn't add up. If
Is there a cost if you snip someone's thread before their actual time?
But how do you know it's not their time if they get snipped?
Well, I'd assume someone just dropping dead for no reason would not exactly be their time.
A heart attack here. Brain aneurysm there.
I suppose, but...
This is, Amitrus is clearly upset and confused, like everything he has heard and seen here is a little too much for him. The very existence of this loom is like almost enough to make him wonder about the very nature of existence. There's something I'm not understanding about this. If this loom is real and all of these fates are spun and you can look into the future and past of anyone, then can anything we do possibly change what is on the loom? Is there even a point?
No.
No? What do you mean no?
That what is going to happen has already been foretold.
Arcadia would say, what exactly did the Amazons do to change the results of the first war? How did they collude with the Dragonlords? What did they do?
And she'll look over at Corbin. Why don't you ask him?
What's the question?
What did the Amazons do to help the Dragonlords? How did they change the war?
My brain is not functioning that well these days, Fates. I don't remember. Besides, I'm not sure if the Amazons were directly involved. I know who is ultimately responsible for the Titans' problems, and it's not the Amazons.
I have a question. What happens to the threads that you cut?
Would you like to stick around and find out?
That's ominous. Do you discard them, or is there a pile of them somewheres?
Again, would you like to stick around and find out? We have a special room for someone of your kind.
My kind. Right. He's gonna look around at the group. Right. I'm just curious of maybe just a curiosity, I suppose. I don't need to know.
Are you sure you could stick around and share in some nymph blood?
That sounds lovely, but no, thank you.
Can I do a history check to find out what I know about nymphs, keeping in account that I am also a non-humanoid born on Philia? So I might have heard stories or... Yes, I will do a history check.
You you've heard the name in passing.
I will say, nymphs. That's what they call prostitutes, don't they? Seducing men. Why do they want a prostitute?
And the Fate will just look at you and cock their head a little bit.
You know, a nymph. Richard has no idea what a nymph is.
Not with your two.
Can Gravik do a check to see if he actually knows what nymphs are?
Sure.
While everybody's looking there like they're thinking hard, Arcadia will say, so Fates, what is Gravik?
Oof.
That's
That's a no chill. Arcadia, sorry.
Gravik will just kind of look over at Acadia with his mouth kind of agape.
He is of this world, but not of this world. He is.
Wait, his little
alive.
stories are real?
He is alive, but not alive.
He's a zombie! Get him!
Corbin will hold up a little bit of garlic. I thought so.
Rabbit will just kind of try and bat it away. Stop that!
He must have died in another world and been reincarnated here.
It can happen.
I knew that his little crazy story were real after all.
Yes, that's exactly it. It must have been the case. I must have died and got reborn here in some way.
She says, so he is like Demetrius?
No. For Demetrius does not require blood to survive.
Really?
What? You require blood to survive? What the hell?
Everyone requires blood to survive. I mean, you eat like raw steak, don't you?
Don't fuck with me. That's
It's-
not going to fly this time.
I assure you, it's just probably.
Tell me
just-
right now, what do they mean?
They are.
Tell me now or I'm going to stab you.
Why does it always come down to violence with you?
What does she mean? I want it all out in the open now.
It's. I don't know what she's talking about. They're probably trying to deceive us, honestly.
Oh my.
Oh, sorry, a wrong one.
Oh,
Do
crit
this.
punch!
There's your bet. There's your betting, Gorgio. Who's gonna stab him first?
Tell me what you mean.
Why do you just let anyone manipulate you?
They are the fates, they do not lie.
Fate lies all the time.
Tell me what they mean. Because this is just what happened earlier with the barman and the blood ordering.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Granny, eh?
How many of these can you take?
He runs away.
Stop punching me! Oh, fuck! What is wrong with you, Demetrius?
Corbin will step in and say, Demetrius, now is not the time. That is something we should do later.
And Demetrius, he will, you know that sound that horses make when they're displeased, like, and he will just turn around.
I will look at the others and say, are we done here?
So,
Arcadia would say, is there anything left on this? Is there anything on this island that would be helpful to us in our quest? Like what's down either the other tunnels, or if we were to have turned left?
You really want to turn left, don't you?
well, the first tunnel goes to the Underdark. The second tunnel leads to the Nether Sea. And the third tunnel, don't go to the third tunnel. Stay away from the third tunnel.
The third tunnel being the one that's only 40 feet deep with a ending in a wall.
Yes.
Is Arcadia gonna give her blood or not? Did we decide that?
Would us Thylians know what an Underdark is? Does Thylia have the Underdark? Or an Underdark?
That's where Lutheria comes from, right?
Oh, she's in the Nether Sea. I think the Underdark's under the entire planet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
At least
but,
in Faerun.
Yes.
And we're still on the planet.
Okay, but would Thylians know about the Underdark? Like, would they know that there is an Underdark?
I doubt it.
Then Arcadia would clarify, the tunnel that leads to the Nether Sea, is that the one that goes up or the one that goes down?
It goes up and then it goes down. Down, down, down.
So it's the one that for the first 200 feet goes up.
Correct.
Well, since, well, you knew we would be coming here to ask you questions and you are here for us, do you have anything else you wish to tell us?
No. We do have a warning. Your old friend will... Should we tell them this? Yes, he will betray you.
Old friend will what?
Your old friend will betray you.
Which friend?
Yes.
Cryptic as the oracle. Alright. Thank you.
Now, about that little offer we had earlier about the islands. Would you like to complete that deal, Arcadia?
And she says, not at this time. I think I would like to keep my blood to myself.
Such
Corbin-
a shame.
Corbin will step in front of them and say, the future's not ours to see, ladies. What will be, will be. And I will pick up my instrument and I will play a little tune as we leave.
Is it Let It Be?
No, it's Que Sera Sera.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. So we're leaving. All right. And so if you are leaving, where do we do?
Well, does everyone want to leave?
I don't know. Corbin just walked off, so I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, Amitrius would then leave as well. Actually, hold up. Amitrius will pause for a moment as the others are leaving, and he will say, The Oracle told me
What
to
happened
meet
now?
with you.
Goats.
I just thought that was interesting, because you asked me to kill her. Did you know she would ask me to meet with you?
Of course.
Why did she send me here?
You need to seek the wisdom of the sun god under the constellation of the chariot. He will help you find your revenge.
How do I do that? How do I commune with the sun god?
We say, he will find you.
So if I go under the constellation of chariot, I will find the sun god.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, fates. Then I will leave.
Okay.
And Arcadia bows her head because she has not gotten up from a kneeling position this entire time, and she will stand up and wait.
Okay.
And walking out backwards a little.
So, is everyone walking backwards?
No, that's something you've not seen her do that. She did that in the throne room with Queen Valis.
Doesn't want to turn her back.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Ralph.
sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's also a sign of respect that you don't want someone to see your backside.
I mean,
And it's up to you to guess which one Arcadia is doing.
As we are walking back, I will
wow.
tell Arcadia that we should talk to Maxina. and inform her of what Fates told us. Because Moxina is like a princess of the Amazons as well, right?
No, she says, I have mixed feelings about Maxina because she is a traitor and she caused the Amazons to switch. She is partially responsible for the Amazons switching to the worship of Lutheria.
Okay, that is true, but she wants to help us undo that damage.
Yes. What would we tell her that would help that?
That they are spreading shit about us. Like that Ileana is going around telling everyone that we want the Amazons dead and other such things, to like inform her about the political situation on the island. Maybe she can send some of her agents because she leads a big guild. Maybe counter some of that misinformation.
She says we can try that. I'm not sure what connections she has. Mixina still.
She's the leader of a giant thieves guild. And she is an Amazon.
And then she just nods.
What's that?
So, do we just head out then? Leave the island?
Yeah, Moxina is the sister of the current Amazon queen.
What's up, Caesar?
Correct.
So I assume she has, like, at least some interest, information, or say in this whole thing.
I think that counts.
Yes.
What's scary? I didn't get nothing come through. Yeah, I didn't see nothing come through.
So are we just leaving the island? And if so, do we know where the constellation of the Chariot is on the Antikythera?
Did you want to go through any of the other tunnels or no? No, because someone got me
Yeah,
earlier.
we could go to the Undersea or to the Underdark.
Someone got me earlier.
The Nether Sea is where Lutheria is and where the treasure of the Dragonlords is.
Yep.
I don't
And where
know.
Nico's family is.
Right, but we have to kill Lutheria to get that out. I think we're
I
strong
don't think
enough.
we're strong enough either.
You never know.
I could go get a child,
Yeah, I didn't see
Or a
nothing come
nymph.
through, Caesar.
bring them to these fates.
Did you try refreshing? Because I know sometimes you gotta click the little
That
button.
would just get you the dagger, or someone else. What
Or
other
some kind of
information were they
weapon.
going to give us? Right.
She was just going to give me a weapon to kill Lutheria.
Where would we find
Right.
a nymph?
Oh, where do they hang out?
She said that would just make it easier. It doesn't mean that we need it. But if you
Holy
want the
cow,
conscience of
motherfucker! There you go. See,
giving a nymph over to them,
I
the
don't think
answer.
I could ever
Prick.
do something that sinister. We'll find a way to defeat her.
Have we determined what nymphs are? Are they like
yeah, there you go.
maybe
You prick.
there are some hostile nymphs living somewhere, like some feral nymphs?
I'm gonna. What is it? A history check, Ingorgio?
Yes.
Because I don't know if there are a lot on the island, but I have to see one.
Arcadia, you've heard the name and know that they are women. Corbin, you've heard the name and also know that they are women. Gravik, even though you've been here for what, like maybe less than a year. You know that these are kind of like mermaids in a way.
He's the only one that actually picked up a book about the races of Telia.
Well, it looked like did I roll disadvantage on that?
No, you.
Oh
and
no,
Corbin,
that was Corbin.
Yeah, you
oh,
both
okay.
rolled at the same time.
Oh, so Nico should have at least heard stories of them. I've heard stories of mermaids. I've never seen one.
Oh yeah, you're a dog master. Well, you know, maybe
Didn't
we
know
can.
there were nymphs.
Aren't they supposed to be like evil?
Yeah, so if they're evil, then it's no problem anymore. We can just,
Well, If Gravik knows, are they evil?
I think it depends. Like,
don't give us your wizard shit. Do they eat babies?
No, I think they mostly just trick horny sailors into drowning themselves, mostly.
Good enough for me. Let's find one
I
and
thought
kill
those
it
were.
and bring it here.
No, I thought those were sirens. But anyway.
Yeah, but we all roll shit on the history, so
We don't.
let's throw a net into the water. Let's go on the sea with the ultras and throw some blood in the water. I'm sure that if the fates sent us to find a nymph within a week, they have already read in our futures that we will encounter a nymph.
But did you make a pact with them to do it?
No. Did not.
Pact deal, same thing. Not the same thing, but yeah, because
you can be a warlock of the fates. So
yeah,
they're like a warlock patron.
Yeah, because y'all were like, oh, we can't do that, can't do that.
Yeah, basically, I can't remember what were the things we were going to get for that. I know Nico would have gotten the dagger, but I'm going to have to re-listen to this. But what was
Nico,
the other? Oh, what else did we?
Demetrius would have find out who revived him.
Oh, I see.
I think some other information, but for that they wanted blood. But I don't think giving your blood to fiends is.
The blood was to find out which island we should go to next.
Yeah.
We still have the Lotus Witch on the island, the Scorpion Island. But if you want to do the Sun God,
I don't mind. Which do you guys want to do? Do you want to go do the Sun God, or do you want to free the centaurs on Scorpion Island, or? Let me just actually update the ultrasound.
The fewer centaurs we deal with, the better.
Sun God sounds good.
Okay. Did we want to try any of these tunnels before you go to the ship?
I wonder why they said not to go to the short one. I know it could be a trick, but on the other hand, it could be deadly. They said do not go in there. And I don't know what the Underdark is, and I don't think we're strong enough to go to the Nether Sea.
Well, there's only one way to find out what that little tunnel does.
Son Gravik.
He's already dead. He's not anyway, so might work.
Do any of you know what they mean when they were talking about Graphic? Because Graphic definitely knew.
All that he needs blood.
Everybody's do sing songs.
I mean, if Graphic didn't know what they mean, he would ask. But he didn't ask, so he knows exactly what they mean. Like, if someone told me I need blood to survive, I would be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that? But Graphic was like, oh yeah, that's normal. So, maybe he's one of them, what did he call them? Vampires?
You need blood in your veins to survive.
Yeah, see, he gets it.
No. That's not a normal reaction to when someone tells you you need blood to survive or that you're half dead. It's not normal to be like, oh yeah, okay. The normal reaction is, what do you mean?
They're obviously lying. Do you really trust them? I mean, they wanted us to kidnap little girls and bring them nymphs to eat.
I will agree that they are disturbed, but I 100% trust what they say because I've seen that spool, I've touched that spool, and it's real. Everything they said is real.
I
You
think
can
they were.
touch it and read the future of someone.
I think they're just twisting things, and if they know everything they know about the distrust between us right now, they're probably just trying to throw oil on the fire.
I touched that cord and I saw the Oracle sleeping with Corbin. I won't forget that.
That's unfortunate. Do you want to talk about that?
I'm just saying that's not a trick. That's not a lie.
Well, I'm not
If they
saying
want to
it's not a
find out
trick, I'm
about the
just-
Oracle's life, they can just touch the thread and see into the Oracle's life.
I'm not saying they're not the Fates and they don't know things, but it just like that doesn't mean they're not lying.
So, I wonder, why didn't you ask what they mean when they said it?
I was taken aback. I mean, they were obviously full of shit. Why would I pay that any mind?
Well, then wouldn't you be like, what the hell do you mean by that? You're full of shit.
Well, I didn't want to insult the people that hold my fate in their hands.
You weren't the slightest bit curious what they meant. You just
No, because
immediately dismissed it.
Because it wasn't true.
Or you already knew it.
No, it just wasn't true. I do not pay time to lies.
But you don't
or
know if it's not
deceptions.
true. You don't know everything, and they do. So they might have had some prophecy for you, or they might have given you some clue as to what you're supposed to do, but you immediately dismissed it.
Like I said, I do not pay mind to deceptions or lies.
Right. And now clearly Amitrius does not believe Gravik.
Arcadia says, what do you want to do?
Well, I suppose the only island that the Fates named is the Sun Island, so let's go there. The Chariot. And I'll whip out the Antikythera and I'll put it on a chariot.
Okay. Foregoing the path of the tunnel. Going to that one. Okay, cool. Alright, well, let's...
Do we have anything about the chariot? I mean, do we have a setting on there? We've not been given information about it, but we just know that we need to go there.
I do think I still have the image, the things on it. I do think the chariot was on there.
Yeah, chariot was on there.
Okay. There's also, interestingly enough, the constellation of the nymph.
Yeah, the Thalia constellations, it's only records you own. Yeah, it's on there.
Right. It's the 14th constellation.
Hey, hold on. That's no coincidence, guys. That's a really good find, Arcadia.
The nymph is on there?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what we'll find there. We've gone to lots of places and not found exactly what's in there.
True, but it's kind of weird for them to mention nymphs and... I just think it's smart that you noticed, so maybe we should try that.
Either way.
What do you guys think? Do you think it was a subtle hint?
Could be.
Or do you think they just wanna...
I don't know if they can be trusted, but...
Fate's a tricky
when we're
bitch.
back on the Ultras, by the way, are we going to the Ultras?
yes, I guess if we're going to go to an island, we have to.
I'll just leave it on the chariot then. I'll tell you guys that I sense that they are demons. And that the loom is a machine of the gods, I'll say. Whatever that means.
I would go talk to the Oracle about it.
I will join you.
The Oracle did not go with you on the Ultras.
Oh, I thought she did.
Right. She said she wouldn't step foot near this island.
Oh yeah, she did.
That's
She
right.
did say that.
But I thought she was on the Ultras.
No,
No,
stayed
she said
back.
she wouldn't come with you. She
Oh.
said she was going to stay in Astoria and probably end up going to Mitros at some point.
Ah. Alright.
There's something going on between the Fates and the Oracle. I'm pretty sure that the Fates couldn't have just killed the Oracle.
I don't
Well,
think
she
we
did
Some
when-
rules.
kill anybody.
When you mentioned, when you mentioned them to her, she spat on the ground and she called them hags, and she said she didn't have anything to say to them. So there's obviously bad blood between them.
They obviously have some of the same power. Because, they are operating in the same domain of prophecies and fate. But because the Oracle is also like creating and bending and shaping the fate of Tilia. So I just think they are like competitors in the godly sphere. They must be the evil versions, and Oracle is the good version of that domain. If that makes any sense.
Maybe she's just the fourth sister.
That's fucking genius. No, that couldn't be, because she's not a fiend. The Oracle is just a human. She's not even a god.
And
Or
that's
maybe
curious information as well.
They are all sisters, but no, because they must be much older than the Oracle. But that stallion god is a titan. That's really blown Amitri's mind. Amitri's will say, I'm certain that the gods already knew this. Last time I discussed it with them, they were very suspicious. They were acting like they were hiding something.
All right, quick. While you go to set the Antikythera to the chariot, as you're trying to set it, it doesn't want to go into place. Like almost as if you might be missing something.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where that we have that extra piece that we got from Chondros that I suggested let's not go there yet to those places yet, because
so that's what we need that upgrade for.
We got that piece I think earlier than we should have, so I would suggest this, so we don't get overpowered, that we go to places that the Antikythera will take us to without that piece until we get stronger.
Okay. So
do you want to try to save Folon's people? That's the Lotus Witch, and she will have an idea. She was one of the people that might have an idea where the white book is that gravity.
Oh yeah, I will put it to the. I think it was the Scorpion, right? Oh no, it's Scorpion Island. It's the.
Maybe. Would that be the constellation of the Centaur? Maybe. That's the story with Camos, and it talked about Scorpion the Centaur Island. And the Scorpion.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the Centaur. And I'm going to tell Graphic, well, I guess you'll be feasting on horse blood for a while. We're going to the Centaur.
He just won't say anything in response to that.
Okay. Alright, so Court, when you get back to the ship, Vengeance seems very agitated.
I will go talk with her, ask her what's going on.
And she's talking about her loot.
What about your loot?
She needs more.
I can't believe you're only letting your dragon sleep on only 5,000 gold. You call yourself a parent. He needs at least 10.
So is this separate loot that I gave her, or is it just part of the loot, all of my loot that she sits with?
I don't know what you put down in that room or not. But she wants, however much you put down there, she wants more.
I'll walk over and I'll put 2,000 gold on the pile.
Arcadia says, "I hope you can get that back."
Don't worry, I counted it before.
She might not give it to you.
We're friends. Look at her. I'm her uncle. I have to spoil her a little bit.
Are you gonna try to take a coin back?
No. I'll deduct it from my inventory now. Get out of my bag of holding.
Okay.
We'll sort it later. I'll just note it down somewhere that I put 2,000 gold on a pile, and if we're ever out of money, I'll just when vengeance is distracted, I'll take some back.
Yeah.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong with that?
Yeah, that works. Okay.
Corbin will sit down with Vengeance and explain that the party will share the wealth.
And that does not compute for her.
How can you say no to that cute face of hers? Look at her little eyes. Kind of reminds me of Arcadia, actually.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh.
Arcadia glares at him.
Let me just say he will laugh at her in a jovial manner. Actually, aren't you guys half-sisters? Yeah, you are Vengeance's half-sister, right? No, I mean unironically. Like you are siblings by blood, right?
You
No,
can see her thinking, and she looks very unhappy.
And well, that means you're her bigger sister, so you're responsible for her too. Now. At least that's how we centaurs do it. Might have to teach her in the Amazon ways. Because I think she's like now an Amazon too, right? Your little Amazon sister who's a dragon. And now he's turned over to teasing Arcadia.
Does that
Yeah,
make Corbin like an uncle?
Kids are killing me.
Oh my god, are we digging into the fucked up family relationship at this party?
Alright. How about we let's go break? Come back.
While we try to figure out our lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a family tree on this.
right, because Pythor. Wait, Volcon
Yeah, Pythor is
Pythor's
Vengeance's father and your father.
No, but Volcon is Pythor's father,
Oh.
and Volcon is Vengeance's father. So that would
So
make
she's your aunt.
Vengeance. Yes.
Oh my god. That's even weirder.
Jesus.
And Corbin is Vengeance's father.
Adoptive father.
Adopted
so
father.
He is sort of like Arcadia's grandfather-in-law.
What was that?
Hell is that?
That was Incordio playing an audio.
Sound like the fucking the old lady from Kingpin.
Any girls there? I want to do them.
Alright. Yeah, let's take a break. I gotta pee. It's still 10:30.
Yay.
Alright. Stream will be back here in about 10 minutes. So if you go away, let's come back because we gotta pee because we're old.
Are we back?
I am.
Yep.
All right. Neat. Okay. You hear me? Cool. I hear me too. All right. I hear. What the hell are you guys talking about? Your butthole gets tanned up. Jesus Christ.
See what happens when you're gone?
Yeah. Talking about buttholes and being tan. At least you don't try to bleach it.
Maybe that's the advice from the sun god.
No. Why? Anyways, alright, so yes, we are back. And we are heading towards Scorpion Island. Before we do that, let's see. Let's see if anything fun happens.
Yeah, where did we say we were going?
Scorpion Island.
Since we're talking about it, I'll just mention, so Camos, constellation of the Centaur. These two groups of stars are sometimes called the Centaur and the Scorpion after a very old tale. A centaur came across a scorpion stuck in a puddle of mud. The scorpion begged for help, but the centaur was afraid of getting stung, and so he trotted away and left her to die. A gust of wind blew a branch into the puddle, and the scorpion was able to scramble along it and escape. She then followed the centaur's hoofprints, seeking revenge on the selfish beast that had refused to help her. She found the centaur sleeping in a shady glen and stung him in the throat. As the lethal venom coursed through his veins, the centaur thrashed about until one of his hooves landed on the scorpion, crushing her. If you hadn't sought revenge, we'd both be alive, the centaur lamented with his dying breath. If you had helped me, I wouldn't have sought revenge, the scorpion replied.
Yes,
Oh, wait.
indeed. I know that tale well.
That's not the tale I know.
Hello was
Uh,
a turtle.
Of course, here come these humans out of nowhere stealing our stories and turning them into other stories. We centaurs invented this wisdom and this wise old story, I'll have you know.
Wisdom. Bravik says he holds like a cool compress to his face for Demetrius had punched him.
So this is still the remainder of this day, right? The day that we were visited the Fates.
Yeah, if we're sailing out, you guys can RP as much as you want, and then we'll yeah, because you didn't get any random things coming up.
So Corbin had mentioned that he wanted to talk to Tactics to Arcadia about his newfound abilities, which would have happened the day before, but we didn't actually RP yet.
Yep. So we'll go up on deck and I will pull out my giant longbow. And I'll show Arcadia that I've become pretty skilled at shooting it. And I'll have the crew put out like a bunch of goats or something on the deck. And
Real goats?
we have real goats, I presume, for dinner.
You do. You could. Okay.
And I will shoot a thunder wave at the goats.
Ooh. And what does that do?
Let me see if I can link it. I don't have the spell. Well, maybe I do have the spell Thunder Wave somewhere.
Flashback to Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, that's okay. You can just explain. I mean,
So a wave of thunder's force sweeps out. Each creature in the 15-foot cube must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed saving throw, they take 2d8 thunder damage, and if pushed back 10 feet on a successful save, they take half damage and aren't pushed. So basically, I have a ranged AoE thunder that I can do once a day.
I see that Corbin is like, hey Arcadia, check this, and then he like casts a giant fucking thunder wave right on the ship, And I
Yeah, it makes a big boom too. I mean,
I step off my captain's chair and I begin running toward. What the hell are you doing? Who taught Corbin magic? Who are so irresponsible?
It's not
No.
magic. It's just shooting an arrow. Doesn't
What do you
everybody
mean
shoot
it's not
arrows
magic?
like this?
You just called down a fucking thunder wave.
It was an arrow. I just shot the arrow.
Arcadia looks at Corbin and says, "Nice."
And so
Please
I
don't
think.
destroy the ship.
Well, I can only do it once a day, anyway.
So once a day you can shoot an arrow that explodes with lightning.
Yes.
Nice.
Thunder.
Yeah. It's not. There's no lightning. Just thunder. Very noisy arrow.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think I shall be staying closer to Arcadia and shooting arrows with her until something gets close to us, and then I can grab them. Keep them.
Hold
from
on.
getting to
And then who
Arcadia.
the hell is going to be with me on the front lines?
Well,
pushing
you're
them
big
back?
enough to be the front lines. You're the horse god.
I'm not a god.
You have all
And
that.
secondly-
Beefy, you have all that beefy armor.
Yes, but they'll just run past me.
Well, then I'll get them. Whatever runs past you.
It just sounds like I'm going to get beat up even more.
Don't worry, Demetrius. We have your back. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Gravik will
you
help.
had my back, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
I'm sure Gravik will be helpful.
Right, him.
Gravik will just kind of scoff, just like, yeah, sure.
Do
The
you
half
have-
dead boy.
Do you have anything that can protect Demetrius?
Like what? What? I don't even know if I want to protect him at this
I
point.
don't know. Something make him hasty, or
No, I don't really have the kind of magic.
Well, if I ever get thirsty, I'll just call you for the water trick again.
Yes, sure.
Well,
Arcadia would say, "If you are going to be near me, she says you shouldn't get too close."
why is that?
And she just says, in case we're both targeted with a spell.
Spells don't affect me very easily.
Okay.
I don't really believe in magic.
he just cast a fucking thunder wave, and now he doesn't.
Just a loud arrow. Now I'll say, okay, Arcadia, but don't look up my cloak.
She's,
Especially when I bend over to get my arrows.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
and she says, changing the subject and ignoring him, she says, "Now, if you're going to be fighting at range, you should know we've only been able to practice so much on the Ultros, but at long range, when you aim, because of the arc of the arrow, you need to aim above the target and use the arrow tip as your point of focus. That's for
Which
long
means,
range shooting.
You need the sharpshooter feat.
You don't just shoot right at it.
No, you need to shoot above it.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I seem to be pretty good at range.
Someone with the sharpshooter feat giving advice to someone without the sharpshooter.
These longbows shoot a really long way.
Yeah, no, she's just giving him, because they've only been able to. Yeah, the longbow has a bigger range than a crossbow, so he may very well be fighting within normal range, but shooting farther. So she's just giving him.
Yeah, but I think you can shoot way farther because you have the.
That's true, but she's
sharpshooter
giving
feat.
him Amazon Ranger shooting. Guys, just let me just.
I'm
Actually,
just wondering, like, wouldn't you be at 600 feet instead of 150?
yeah. Actually, too, I believe let me double check something, but I'm pretty sure my barbarian abilities let me use reckless attack with my longbow.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that the Hercules
Yeah,
subclass?
Herculean.
Oh, yeah. A Bobarian.
Mm-hmm.
So is this all we wanted to talk about for 3 days?
I'll walk
Yep.
over to Nico when it's quiet. And I'm like, well, you finally know the full story. What are you gonna do now?
Happen to run across any evil nymphs to bring her one, and then I could get some sort of weapon to help defeat the area. But in the meantime, I think I'll just continue traveling with you.
Of course, but those hags, there's something
I don't
wrong with
trust them at all. I think they're evil.
Yeah, they are demons. I sense their dark energy.
I
Holy
sincerely
fuck!
think that
Jesus
if they give me
Christ.
something, it's going to be cursed anyways.
Yes, and even with a knife, stabbing Lutheria is no easy feat.
Oh, my heart.
She says just as tricky as those hags themselves.
Jesus Christ.
Look at how she turned the Amazons against us.
That was good spin.
She is a fearsome foe, and seems it's your destiny to defeat her.
Jesus Christ, that's good.
Well, as long as you know, you have my help with that, Nico. Whatever you need.
Nico pats him on his horse back. Thank you. Because he can't reach up to his human back.
Anytime, friend.
Because he's too short.
There's a horse's ass. Jesus, my chest is killing me now.
I guess later at night, Corbin might knock on Arcadia's door when she's alone.
Okay. She says, come in.
And we'll say, before I told you there might be a way to help your friend. Do you remember?
She says, I wouldn't call her my friend, but yes.
And we'll say, I am bound by my promise not to reveal what I know, but I think there's a way we can get the power of the gods.
Sus.
Is that something we can get soon, or we need to get more powerful?
It is hard to say. I am not yet
Sus.
completely certain exactly how to accomplish it for us, but I think it can be done.
Oh, that's good to know. Perhaps that is the only way to get them on our side.
Maybe we won't need them anymore. Maybe it'll be our side.
Well, the prophecy, Demetrius's prophecy says that only unless the Amazons stand on our side will we be able to defeat the Titans.
Ah.
And you notice when you're with her alone in her room that she looks really sad, but it looks like whatever kind of mask that she puts on with everybody else, just for you, she drops it a little bit.
Sus.
Corbin would
Sus.
say, I know you're feeling quite bad these days, but from someone who's lived for 500 years, trust me, things will get better.
And she looks at him, and tears start to form in her eyes, and she says, "How long does it take? I don't have 500 years like you."
Well, you never know. You might be reincarnated. Maybe even into a gnome.
It gets her to smile a little bit.
If you're lucky.
She smiles and puts her head down.
Alright, I'm off to bed now, but keep your chin up. Prepare for battle. And look for opportunities, especially to learn what I know, because being the only one that knows and not being able to tell anybody is a real pain in the butt.
And she says, "Yes, I imagine it must be a big burden."
I tried to guide Demetrius, but he has no horse sense.
She interrupts you and says, "I don't think that's possible with or without divine knowledge."
Wow.
Strange for a centaur, he has no horse sense. Must be all his human part.
Sus.
Corbin will head off to bed.
So, was there anything kind of we wanted to do or talk more about the next couple of days? It's a long 3 days.
I'll work on training my dragon.
Okay. There is a book you might have that's called How to Train Your Dragon.
Yep. Oh, and I want to read those. I want to read those histories I was given of the war. See if I can find any info in there.
Okay.
And, I want to be that bad influence on Vengeance whilst Corbin is not looking. I want to like overfeed her and give her little gems and stuff.
Okay.
Like she has to like follow specific rules, like no begging at the table, and then when we're eating dinner and we're all sitting at the table, and then Corbin is not looking, and I quickly toss her like a chicken bone. That's the type of guy that Demetrius is with.
Read that, Uncle. When you get the sense she wants more.
It's creating a monster. It's gonna be like those ill-behaved dogs that you know that the people have spoiled and like feed them potato chips and all sorts of crap, and they're like running and their leash is like out of control.
Yeah, and like
Corbin will
did put 2,000 gold on her pile like it was nothing.
Corbin will wag his finger at Vengeance and say, "Bad little dragons might destroy centaur villages someday. You be good."
Don't worry, she wouldn't do that. It's fine. The Vengeance would never harm a centaur. I refuse to believe that Vengeance would ever do anything bad.
Just don't take the gold back, and you won't have to find out.
You would notice for the how many days are we going to be at sea?
3.
So the remainder of that day and then 2 more days?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing 2 full days. So say if this is a Monday and we finish Monday, we're not going to arrive until Thursday morning?
Correct.
Okay.
I will spend 2 more vials to make 2 more poisons. My alchemy.
You would notice that, again, Arcadia is not... She is making herself scarce. She's in the lower decks, and she doesn't get up early to do her exercises like usual.
Corbin be down there beating on the door, yelling parkour.
And she's not at dinner, but the morning of Thursday, you see she's actually up on deck early again. And she hangs the goat target back up. And this time, you see, instead of firing an arrow at it, you finally see her for the first time grab that disc around her that she carries on her belt, and she is using it to hit the goat target. And when it hits it, it will come back to her hand. Every once in a while, though, it misses and falls to the ground, and she has to retrieve it.
I will approach Arcadia and I'll say, "Huh, that's pretty." Let's see what's a nice old word, because Demetrius wouldn't say cool. That's pretty awe-inspiring. Can I have a go?
And she hands it to him.
Since I'm not proficient in this, I will roll with disadvantage and without proficiency. Let's see. I think it's a strength-based weapon, right?
No, it's
So,
dex.
Oh, dex.
No, it's
So
a ranged
Demetrius
weapon.
throws it with a 15. And I guess we're not so far away that a 15 wouldn't hit the static target. And he throws it and actually manages to hit. But I don't think it comes back. You need something special for that, right? So instead
Probably.
of throwing it like Arcadia does in a way where it cuts your foe and swings back, he throws it like you would throw a spear or a rock. So he just picks the thing up, he swings it over his shoulder, and he hurls it, and it just embeds itself in the goat, and it doesn't come back. And he grins at himself like he just achieved some great feat mastering this weapon. And he says, "Not bad, eh?"
And she just looks at him and says, "No, not bad."
And he grins in a way that he's like pleased with his own achievement. And he pets Arcadia on the shoulder like, "Good luck and nice training." He goes back to his business, having utterly failed at properly operating this weapon.
But he hit the target. That's still a good thing.
That's true.
And also, for the first time in a week, she joins everybody for breakfast. But she looks like she's lost weight. She kind of looks a little haggard.
So
During breakfast, it's nice to see you up and about, Arcadia. You've been dragging around a lot lately.
And she just nods.
And during breakfast, oh sorry, you were gone?
She just says something like 499 years ago, I guess.
Damn. So Demetrius, he will turn to Graphic and he'll say, all right. Since we are going to be adventuring together, it's time you and I, we buried. So I understand that you want to keep some secrets, not tell us. So how about this? We make an oath, you and I, in a way that allows us to trust you. What do you think about that?
Ravik will turn his head to face Demetrius, and you can see that a nice shiner has already started to take form on one of his eyes, and he just doesn't say anything as he goes back to eating his meal.
If we make an oath, then I won't ask about your secrets, and I won't pry into your life, and you swear that you have no ill intentions towards me or our party, and actually help us. What do you think about that?
I don't think we need an oath for that. I've done nothing but tried to help the party so far. I'm not swearing any oaths to you.
Fine, but I am keeping an eye on you then, because I don't know what you're hiding.
So no change then, I take it.
Well, I'll try to at least control my temper a little bit.
Yes, I'm sure that's going to be quite the Herculean task for you.
And then Amicia.
What does that jerk have to do with anything?
You mean Heracles?
Yeah.
He certainly is a jerk.
Oh, he's not. He's so nice.
No.
It's not his fault.
Are we rowing our boat to shore?
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do this. Alright, so you come upon an island that is edged by sandy beaches and calm waters. The land is largely flat, and grasslands stretch out across the island, interrupted only by shrubs and small trees. The solitary structure visible from your ship is an ominous black stone tower at the island's center.
This is where the centaurs came from?
This is Scorpion Island.
Why do they call it Scorpion Island if the centaurs came from here?
Didn't you hear the story with the centaur and the scorpion?
Yeah.
Well, is there any landing area that would show us any centaur village or centaur, I don't know, nomadic settlement or whatever they have here? Or is it just the tower and empty land?
Wait,
good.
is Folan with us?
Yes.
Oh, just a reminder, the centaurs of the scorpion tribe are cursed and are doomed to transform into monstrous scorpions when they reach adulthood unless they bond with a rider and leave the island. If the rider dies, he has a 10-day with which to replace him or her, or he will transform into a scorpion, which is why Folan got Kyra to be his rider. And this island is in the Cerulean Sea. It's to the south and looks like a big scorpion. We are to look for a black stone tower in the island center and beware the Lotus Witch who cursed them.
Great. More witches.
Nice and clean.
Oh, and we're
No
supposed to watch out
difficult
for the Lotus Witch who cursed them.
By the way, I love the horizon on this map. Like it's like a curving world. Looks really good. So nice and clean. Go in, kill the witch. No gods, no trickery, no having to think. Just a mission that I like. It says.
What could go wrong?
What do we know about witches? How kind of powers will we have to deal with?
I don't think you know anything about witches personally. At least
Well,
I don't think.
what
you've
about
seen
our
them.
centaur friend that he was cursed by her? He knows nothing about it?
He does not, because he has never seen her.
Mm.
He did say that. Yeah, he did say that those who approach the tower never return. Interestingly enough, you know who needed to seek the Lotus Witch out was Steve.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe we'll find him here.
What about you, Ravik? You need to find the Lotus Witch as well for the book, right?
Believe so. Let's.
Well, what do you know about witches? How do we kill her?
I'd assume stab her. But we
That's
don't
it?
necessarily have to kill anyone. They usually get more information. You get more information from someone who isn't a corpse.
Well, since this is the part of your destiny and fate, how about you decide how we approach this, Graphic?
Oh no, I'd definitely leave it to our charming leader to lead us through this.
Finally, Arcadia just kind of slaps her hand on the table. Would you stop calling him that? We are a party of equals.
Push witches into open.
Or maybe he's your leader.
guard.
Isn't he the
Carbon,
captain?
Carbon would immediately speak up and say, "It's okay if he calls me the leader of Arcadia. Everybody knows."
I'm serious about this graphic. If you want, you can. I'll listen to you here on this island. You can handle this the way you want. But I have one mission for you. Before I put myself under your advice, that is that you break the curse on the centaurs. You can do that. I'll follow you here. How about that?
yeah. I'll break a curse. That's how long has it been? This island been cursed and the people on it?
Well, one way to break the curse is to kill the witch. But I'm just saying that we are here to find out about your book and break the curse. So if you can do that, I'll let you take charge. I won't interfere or start shit.
I'm just here for the book. If you want to kill the witch, you can go right ahead and try and break a curse.
Well, I want to see. I want to try this your way, graphic. So I'm going to do what you say.
Okay. Where's this witch located then?
I will point at the large black tower in the middle of the island.
I suppose we'll head there then. How long does it look like that's like how many days journey?
Oh, you can get to. So, the easiest part to land is probably right in here. If you sail, like, even if you're trying to get like your little a little dinghy up here, it'd be pretty difficult. And also, you do spot 3 people on the shore over yonder.
3 people? Or centaurs?
3 people.
That's
Is it
unusual.
look like they're waiting for us to make landfall?
It looks like they are training.
Suppose we should get the lay of the land. Should we go talk to those individuals over there? He's gonna point over in the distance where the 3 people are training.
I will look at graphic.
That's what we'll do then. Prepare the longboat.
And I will yell at the crew, prepare the longboat.
Captain Crunch.
Better than Sanders.
Yeah.
Or was that Colonel? Was he promoted?
That's a colonel.
He was promoted.
So, as you are coming ashore, you see 3 athletic humans wearing scarlet red cloaks and bronze bracers. Mostly you recognize them as Parisian warriors.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
And Amitrius, he gently taps Graphic on the shoulder, and he says, "These are Arisian monks. We've had run-ins with them before at the Great Games, and I think we killed a few of them."
Well, maybe they didn't hear about you. I mean, this is kind of a secluded island, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm just informing you that if they go ham, it's not my fault.
Well, you killed a few of them, so it's kind
It
of
was during the games.
Well, if it was during the
Expected
games,
during the games.
if it was during the games, there shouldn't be any problems then.
Very well.
Have they noticed us as we've come ashore?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Gravik will try and put on his most approachable smile and walk towards them. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's so good about it?
The sun is shining. There doesn't appear to be any rain clouds in sight. I'd say it's a lovely morning.
Well, and another one speaks of it was nice until you showed up.
Yes, I apologize for that. We're just heading towards that tower in the distance there. You wouldn't happen to know the best route there, would you?
They all start laughing.
Yes, huh. So is that a no? Do you not know the best way to get there?
I'm not going over there. None of us are that dumb.
Well, you don't have to come with us. You could just point us in the direction and we'd be most appreciated.
Well, probably the easiest way to get there is to head towards it.
There's no roads available, or
Roads? Where you're going, you don't need roads.
I see. Well, thank you for your time. You'll like look over at the group and gesture.
Can you tell us anything about the witch?
We don't know much about the witch, except she dwells in the tower, and that she's the one who cursed the centaurs. If you are heading that way, though, we ask that you please do not bother our trainees.
Where are they?
Arcadia look.
They're about half mile in that direction that you're heading.
When Arcadia approached these people, what kind of training did it look like they were doing?
Like monk stuff. Like they have stabs and they're doing monk stuff.
You know, like in those old kung fu movies, like standing on little tree stumps, walking over rice paper.
And she would say she would put her fist on her chest and bow her head to them and say, "Are you the instructors?"
We are.
I will look confused at Arcadia. But I'm about to say something, but then I look at Graphic and I shut my mouth.
And what brings an Amazon? What brings an Amazon of your caliber to our to this land?
She kind of frowns a little bit and she says, "We are on a quest, and we have a friend who is cursed by this curse and would like to try to rid the island of it."
Well, we don't know much about the island or the curses, but we wish you luck in your adventure.
And she says, "I thank you. Might I ask for a fee if we survive? May I have a lesson with you?"
If you are able to survive and maybe bring some kind of proof back, we might can work that out.
And she bows and says,
Corbin
"Thank
would
you."
come up also and say, I hear you guys are pretty good at fighting with just your hands.
Sometimes.
I've heard tell of some magical tattoos that help with that. Do you guys have access to these?
We do.
Could I possibly get that reward as if we accomplish our task?
The only way to do that is to become an Arisian monk.
You can't get a tattoo unless you're a monk.
That is our way.
Well, I'm not the monkish type, but I'm pretty good with my hands. And I assume they have like a post for hitting things. I'll go over and punch it really hard.
Nice.
Maybe there's a test you can take to prove yourself in a region.
Yeah. Maybe I could be an honorary monk.
No, just ask them. I want to be a monk. How do I prove myself?
I'm not into that whole vow of celibacy thing.
And then I'm just he waves Corbin over. He's like, just pretend to get the tattoo, man.
I will be honest with these monks.
And they see this and they say, "You hit well." But even if it was in my power to say yes for you to bestow upon you one of our secrets, you would not be able to get it here. You'd have to go to Arisha.
How far away is that?
A couple days journey on boat.
All right. Well, I will keep it in mind.
It's also on the Thylean map. See, Corbin.
Might have to pay a visit to them one day.
Yeah, it's like bigger than like the region Penzuela is like way bigger than the area we've been now.
Yeah, it's a little big.
Alright, we're off to rid you of this pesky witch.
Good luck, and again, please do not interrupt our students.
Is there something we can say to them so that they will know we're not we're friendly to them?
You
with you?
that you are passing us, they will know, or that you are even heading up there. They will know that you we have allowed it.
Okay.
Have you many adventurers that come here to the witch?
Not really, no.
And how do you know that we came here to her? This seems routine to you.
I mean, this is not our land. We just train here.
Where are the centaurs on this line?
The centaurs, they have their little bands here and there.
They play music?
They have their little groups here and there, and if they want to interact with you, they will find you.
Yep,
Arcadia
you sure
would say
talk
what-
like a monk. Very obtuse.
Arcadia would say, "What brings you here instead of Aregia to train?"
This is one of our holy places of initiation. If they want to become true warriors, or to be considered true warriors, we must all make a pilgrimage to this island and test ourselves against the scorpions.
Oh, so you fight scorpions.
We do.
Do we have to worry about those on our way to the tower?
Possibly.
But if we break the curse, they'll turn back into centaurs, don't they?
We do not know. That's possibly.
We may want to not kill any scorpions for fear that if we break the curse, they'll be centaurs again.
Corbin will groan. Not again.
Arcadia looks at
I'm
Nico
just
and
saying.
says, "Good thought." Yeah, she says to Nico, "That's a good thought." I have no desire to
If
relive
we
what
could
we did
avoid
with the
them at all
Blades.
cost, even to save a few of them would be worth it. I know Demetrius would appreciate it.
Indeed.
Well, considering the monks come here to kill the scorpions and the centaurs don't seem to care that much about it, I don't think we have to worry about killing a few of them if they attack us.
Arcadia says non-lethal. That's all she says.
It didn't work out so good last time.
Oh,
Not sure what you mean, but okay, non-lethal. I'll do my best.
sorry, I lost my temper in that situation.
There you go.
I guess Corbin would take some arrows and blunt them.
Yeah. Arcadia looks at Nico and says, "I blame Lutheria, not you."
Let's start heading towards the tower.
Okay. And as you're leaving, the monks again say, "You encounter the younger ones, do not engage." Alright. So let's do this. Is Vengeance with you?
Yes. And
Nix is
I will talk to Vengeance and I will say, "Let's go kill a witch, Vengeance. Good Vengeance."
Alright, so y'all can set yourselves up however you want south of that line.
It's about time you brought vengeance along, Corbin. She will grow fat and lazy if you do not take her into battle. Oh, I was the frontline guy solo.
Cool. All right. So,
Nico can turn into a giant ape and help you.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Don't remind me.
Remember you.
so this clearing is dominated by 3 giant scorpions, each the size of a horse. Surrounding the scorpions are 6 young Arisian warriors, brandishing spears and clad in brilliant red cloaks. The warriors seem badly outmatched. One of them is mortally wounded. What do we do?
Amitrius is standing back and watching.
They said this was a test to prove they're warriors. I don't know if they would want us to interfere. Monks!
She says to Gravik, what part of the 3 times that those monks said not to interfere did you not understand?
I know, but one's obviously gonna die. That's just
Leave them
monks-
alone. Leave them alone.
Very well.
I will look at Graphic and I'll say, welcome to Thylia. We centaurs have something similar to this.
I mean, we could at least ask them if they want help.
And dishonor them.
No, we are correct.
If you ask them, you are dishonoring them. Because you are implying that they are so weak that they need your help.
Well, one of them, they're obviously outmatched, and one of them is
Obviously.
really dying.
Corbin will just start cheering him on. Go, monks,
And-
go.
And they can either die on their feet here, or their honor can die when you save their lives.
Okay, well, good luck, guys! And he's gonna start walking away.
Okay. Actually, let's do this.
Arcadia's gonna watch a bit, see if she finds any
I'm rolling initiative.
techniques that she can use.
Natural one. Let's go, baby!
Morning.
Oh.
Let's mix.
Arcadia's
It fits the RP. Amitrius is just standing back waiting.
So do this. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you just had multi. 22. Okay.
Arcadia's watching, just trying to pick up any techniques, specifically the one that she saw in the maze when the monks can hit something and it causes them to be stunned. She's watching everything, but looking specifically for anything that can teach her how to do that.
Okay.
You need key points for
And
that.
that's it. I'm going to
Arcadia.
pass my turn. I'm sorry, what did you say?
You need key points for that.
Yeah. Wait till
What are your
ability.
goals?
But she doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. I was
Is
just.
that what she said?
Corbin screams out, "Give me an M!"
Give me a no.
Jesus.
Monk, monk, monk.
Monk, monk, monk.
is Nico going to do anything?
I don't know. I think Nico's just gonna wait to see the outcome of this, so he's gonna pass.
Alright. So the scorpion.
Oof. Oh, that looked like it hurt. Ouch.
Right. This one. Makes sense as he's the hurt one. Do amongst you skeleton key. Hey, that's pretty good.
Full damage.
Okay. Bam. Bam.
Oof.
Oof, yeah, it's oof is right.
And then turns his tail to the 16. Misses. There we go. Bum, bum. 16. 16. You know what's better than watching and gorgeous? Oh god, I don't know. Not football. Fucking hate pro football. Scuff.
Gravik will just walk the distance there, 30 feet. And he'll kind of be glancing in the direction of the fight, but it looks like he's just trying to move on.
What? You're not interested in seeing people fight giant scorpions?
Don't we have a mission to accomplish? Don't really want
Normally,
to
you have to pay good money in the Colosseum to see this.
I don't really want to see a bunch of young men die.
At least they're not centaurs.
I was thinking it.
Oof.
Come on, fail.
Oh, only 1 point.
Dang you.
Go, vengeance.
Demetrius.
I will. I'll observe and I'll shrug my shoulders and I'm like, it seems like a waste not to watch it, but I did say I would do what you said, so I'll follow you.
Alright. Two. A little less loud. Hydrate. What do I got? I got some tea. Oh,
Gravik will.
fix that. Sorry, I thought I fixed the turn order, but I'll fix it next week. Of course. Arcadia.
Arcadia's continuing to watch, and she's also adding in the scorpions to see if they look like they have any weaknesses. She's just looking in a martial way for everything. And pass my turn.
Did you forget to turn up CA? What the hell is CA? I don't think so. I don't know, like, it was with this update that kind of gave me all these errors. Oh, you know what? I didn't update it, actually. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I don't think I, because I know Bob pushed an update, I just never updated it. Yeah, now they're not looking good.
Look at him enjoying himself.
Oh.
These monks are getting wrecked.
Them stings are deadly, man.
Yeah, 4d10 damage.
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably what it was, Caesar. Sneaky.
what, 35 feet? Actually, move another 35. I'll come up here. I'm gonna race up to these guys. And that's all I'm gonna do.
Let's finish this round and call it. Corbin. Corby. Gotta go fast. Really?
Not like that.
Mhm.
Don't punch him in the face.
I'll finish it. Natural 20, yeah! Woo! That's 8d10. No, that's not sting.
No, you have the piercing first, and then you have a Constitution save, and then you have the poison.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
16.
As Arcadia calculates all this in her head.
Yes.
Just watch it with fascination.
because this battle is raging, Amitrius will come and if this is how they do their initiation, it's no wonder those fuckers at the games were so tough.
Alright, so at the end of this round, you guys kind of hear some thundering hooves, if you will. You see about 7 centaurs come rushing in.
There's a pretty one for you, Amitrius.
Uh-huh.
And they look at you, or the one in front looks at you, especially Amitrius, and she kind of glares, and then she focuses on the scorpions up here. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Oh, Demetrius has got a love interest next week.
I mean,
come on, you gotta bring on the charm,
a
buddy.
female centaur shows up, it's instantly, oh,
Gotta-
he's a male
gotta bring
centaur,
on
she's
the
a
charm.
female. They
Oh, look at that! Look at that! She's all seductive looking.
Carrying flowers for you.
Oh boy.
Demetrius
Damn.
is just sitting in a tree.
Oh my god. Like, oh my god, she has all the qualities that Amitrius is looking for, which is female.
Which is female.
That seems to
That's
be the
funny.
qualification so far.
Wow.
She has pulse and she is breathing.
She has a pulse and is breathing.
She's a female centaur, so he has to like her.
It's been. I'll add that trap in for next week.
I
I'll put
wonder,
it
this is
like.
curious.
I know where I'm going to put
Go
it
on.
too. I don't know. We'll find out next week. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I posted earlier, it's like, who's going to be the first one to run away from this battle, from the next battle that they get into, and they're all running from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Standing
we're
and watching.
running. We're
Arcadia's the only
respecting
one
their
who has-
culture.
Yeah, Arcadia is still standing in the same place. She hasn't moved at all. She's watching.
Beast out. No, because he's also a centaur.
Yeah, I mean, Amitrius is disrespecting their culture. He's not going to intervene.
Ravik was actually trying to position himself to cast a lightning bolt down through the scorpions.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Sus.
Amitrius is just following Graphic because he said he would.
You know, because last time someone had anything to do with lightning, you know, they were very sus. But yeah, we'll pick it up next week and see how this plays out.
All right,
Looking forward to
sounds good.
And now I go back to Starfield.
Yeah, same.
How is that? Any good? Any bugs?
There's some bugs, but I'm highly enjoying it.
Is
Yeah, I'm enjoying
basically-
it as well, but I do think that Baldur's Gate 3 deserves Game of the Year.
And see, I don't know.
What is Starfield kind of like Mass Effect, or how is that? I don't really know much about the gameplay.
Have you played Skyrim?
No, it's like basically Skyrim in space.
Sort
I'd
of.
say it's more like Fallout 4. In
Yeah,
space.
like Fallout
It really
4.
looks like Fallout 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a Bethesda game, so.
I do like it. Like the writing and the voice acting, it's so good, but I did find the graphics a little dated.
I'm not having issues with that. I don't know, like Baldur's Gate 3, like, I'll probably go back to it, but it just didn't suck me in. Like, it's,
Oh, it did suck me in straight up. Like Act 3 wasn't the best act by far.
like I get like
You're
halfway
getting into
through
that
Act
now?
2. I got like halfway through Act 2, I'm like,
Oh yeah, Act 2. That's that filters like most people because it's a bit like boring the Dark Forest that you.
yeah.
Yeah, I get why you would quit
Anyways.
Act 2. Act 3 is so much better.
Yeah, alright, stream. We'll see you next week. If you want to catch up on past episodes, there's YouTube channel, I think. Nope, maybe not. Try that. Final Fantasy 14. There we go. Anyways. Yeah, we'll see you. Sorry, they're like bitching about stuff. But we'll see you next week. Take care.